Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Bulleit.
I sit alone sometimes, gazing out at the night sky. I don't know what I think I'll see, but it comforts me to feel surrounded by such a host of stars, even though of course I know they're millions of miles away. And I guess, in a way, it makes me feel closer to you. When I walk out on the beach, I imagine the sand in an hourglass, the eternity it would take to pass from one chamber to the other, one grain at a time. And I think about the time until I see you again. And it seems somehow like just a moment. In the rosy light of dawn, I see this prism of my life. The refractions all combine into a certainty that it's only this kaleidoscope of dreams, defeats and triumphs, love and loss, that leads us to the truth. And I know, after all, you're always with me. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Jim Bulleit, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me, man. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I am a big fan of your work and your music and what you do, and you are actually one of the first people that I really met in the music scene, and it was your coffee house style open mic. And actually, you were also one of the first people that gave me an opportunity here at that coffee shop.
I gave you a gig, right? Well, I heard you play, and I was really wowed by you. So, I'm a big admirer of your stuff too.
Well, I appreciate
you know that. So, and I kind of miss doing the open mic thing. So this is really nice to be reconnecting after all that time.
Well, that's wonderful. That's one of the reasons why I started doing this, because everything going on, and I felt this could be a good way to kind of, when life gives you lemons.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean that's kind of about how I've looked at this too. It's been probably the most productive creative period for me in my whole life. I've written a song a week for like 30 weeks.
Wow.
Written that's probably more songs than I'd written in the previous 10 years. So
no kidding.
Yeah. So
well, that's a good segue, because I imagine you've got a few of those songs for us
got
today.
Quite a few of those songs. Yeah, I've got all the songs that I'm playing tonight, except with the exception of one, were written since COVID started, and they're all going to be on a CD that I'm getting ready to put out called Catastrophe and Hope. And
that's a good name.
Yeah, and that's kind of what a lot of them are about. That just that we're in some really tough times now, and it's making us reevaluate some things, and So yeah, that first song is called Distance, Time and Light, and it came from just sort of navel gazing, but what I was thinking about was, I'm missing people,
Yeah.
and if you're missing someone in particular, or if you've lost someone, it seems like, such a long distance. It seems like forever, and, when you compare that to the distance to outer space and, the time for grains of sand to go through an hourglass, it's pretty small. So I don't know, it just puts relationships and loss and a lot of other things in perspective, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, absolutely.
so those are the kind of deep thoughts that COVID has given me the time to think and to write down. So
Well, that's good, and I am excited to hear what you have for us.
okay, well.
And I'm sure the people tuning in are excited to hear that too.
Well, I hope so. This is fun for me, and very exciting. All right, so this second song is also on the theme of distance. I actually wrote this for a friend of mine who's in Rome, and we reconnected after about 20 years. And I was struck by how vivid and how strong the emotions are just from seeing somebody on a video chat or listening to their voice or reading their text message. And it was kind of, wow, it was just really exciting. And so that's what this song is about. It's called Across the Distance.
Wonderful.
Feelings unacknowledged, long abandoned, buried deep beneath conventions and compunctions. Fantasies forgotten, lying dormant in the stillness, breath of passion from a distance, stirring sweetness. Vessels overflowing into spaces unaccustomed to the company. Wishes unfulfilled resist disturbance, their resolve begins to falter. Feelings reawaken, rising tentatively, haltingly, exulting yet convulsing in the strangeness. So long in their slumber, their lethargy encumbering them, infant limbs are stumbling to witness the glory of indulgence, intoxicating fullness of the moment. Almost overwhelmed and yet compelled by the delight of this endowment. Give me this idolatry, this virtual reality. It thrills me and fulfills me for an instant. Though it's only momentary, airy and imaginary, still it builds a bridge across the distance. Disembodied voice that carries impulse as astounding me, abounding in the richness of your presence. I can feel you intimately, carnally, yet innocently, wrapped by the proximity of absence. Give me this idolatry, this virtual reality. Thrills me and fulfills me for an instant. Though it's only momentary, airy and imaginary. Still it builds a bridge across the distance. Still it builds a bridge across the distance. Still it builds a bridge across the distance. Thank you. And my inner English teacher comes out in that with all those fancy words. But.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say, as you were playing that, all I could think was, what a lyricist.
Well, thank you. I worked hard on that one, so.
Well, I can tell.
Although, to be fair, most of these songs, like, they come to me in a rush. I mean, it's like
Right.
I don't spend a lot of time crafting songs the way I admire people who spend weeks and months on a song. I tend to write them really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So there are probably a lot of flaws, but they come out that way, and it's that's the way I feel them, you know, and so I don't mess with them too much after that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, and I like that. I don't know if necessarily the amount of time you put into something equates to the amount of effort that you put into it. You know, like law of diminishing returns and
Right.
and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
whatnot. So if you're putting in exactly as much time as you need to put in to get a great song, then you've got a great song. And right there, I mean, I would consider that a great song.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. This is one that I am very proud of. This one, I thought this, to me, is a really good song. It came out of some pain. I lost a good friend last year, almost exactly a year ago, just sort of living with that reality is what led to the song. Just kind of thinking about it and coming to terms with it. And I think it actually it says something about how we can deal with grief in a good way. So it's called Ghosts. Shadows on the ground, dancing in the wind. Shadows in my mind, chasing me again. I see your face. It's as if you were right here. I know you're gone, but it feels like you're still near. Ghosts, only ghosts. Church bells ringing from a distant spire, echoes clinging to these walls, sounds of music in my memory, filling up these empty halls. I hear your voice, just as clear as yesterday. I know you're not there, but I hear you anyway. Ghost, only ghost. Ghosts are just memories that we won't let go. Ghosts only haunt us until we know. I wanna hold on to these ghosts. They bring me comfort in the night. stay with me. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Now that song is interesting because in my mind, what you've done is you've taken an experience that is very personal and yet in many ways so universal.
Right.
If depending on your life, if you've been around long enough, everybody's had an experience.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think as I was writing it, I was thinking about my mother. I was thinking about, and even people that have not passed away. They're just not in your life.
Yeah.
I guess living alone, I have those kind of thoughts a lot, and so I think that's probably a theme running through a lot of my songs. But I've learned to take comfort in the memories, and that's real. There's real power to that. So.
Well, and that's what I was going to mention was the end of the song, the way that you kind of flip the whole idea on its head and you make it a positive thing. Like, loss, especially when it's fresh, is, it's tragic and it's painful, but there are ways to, I think, accept it over time. I don't know. I think you've found a good way of highlighting that there's a positive way to think about these things.
It's certainly the way I've dealt with it. I don't know, it certainly probably doesn't work for everybody. I know grief is a complicated thing, but it used to bother me that I would remember my mother, and it's like now I kind of look forward to remembering my mother and thinking of what she might say about this or that kind of thing. So I think, like I said, it's a way of keeping those people alive for us. So,
well, I like that. I think there are a lot of people that that's a message that they're going to need to hear. Especially with the year that we've had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a really good message, and I think that's a good way to send that message as well. I think you communicate it in a very accessible kind of way. So
thank you, man. I appreciate
that's a wonderful
that.
song.
Thank you. And I also want to put in a plug for my producer on the album is Zach Motes, and he's done some remarkable things with that song. Just he had added some drums and some electric guitar at the end, and it really builds, and you can feel the triumph. He's very good. So
I can't wait to hear the album.
Yeah, I'm
so
excited about it.
You're shooting for spring.
Yeah, I mean it's more than halfway done, but with the COVID and other things, it's hard to. I've done most of it virtually. Zach is wonderful. I'll send him voice and guitar that I record on my home. I've got a DAW at home, and I record on that, and he can do the rest from his home.
Right.
But there are things I want more on, So like I got Larry Bearwald to play guitar on that one, and I've asked my sons both to play drums on a few tracks. So that's the logistics that has to be worked out. And like my son did in Nashville, and sent the drums, and that one got put together. But I've also had sessions locally with my other son doing drums, and and those things have to be pieced together. So.
Fantastic.
That's kind of what we're waiting on now, waiting on studio time to get everything finished up. But yeah, it should be, if all goes well, it'll be out I'm hoping by May 1st. So.
Wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. I am too. Very much so.
Oh, I bet. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize that it's a lot of work to put out a record. Especially, given circumstances.
Right. It's definitely a lot of moving parts, and I'm really grateful to have a lot of cool people to help me out with it, because lots of it I couldn't do. So
that's awesome. Now we've got a great little community here in Virginia
we do.
Beach.
We really do.
Hampton Roads.
Yep. All right, so here's one called Let It Go. This one woke me up in the middle of the night one night, literally. It came to me in a dream, and I had no idea what it was about when it came to me. I just wrote it down and sang it in my phone, and sort of pieced it together in the morning and tied things together and made a coherent song, I hope. So. Let it go, let it fly. Let your bygones say goodbye. Take a risk, take a chance. Take a breath, get up and dance. It's the only way you're ever gonna know. So if you wanna save your life, let it go. Oh, let it go. We're out chasing something, our wants outgrow our needs. The more we want, the more we stoke the hunger that it feeds. We'll never see the summit, we'll never reach the top. We'll only find fulfillment if we stop. And let it go, let it fly. Let your bygones say goodbye. Take a risk, take a chance. Take a breath, get up and dance. It's the only way you're ever gonna know. So if you wanna save your life, let it go. Oh, let it go. We're all afraid of something that makes us hesitate. We let our chances pass us by and always leave too late. We got to trust our instincts, ignore the negative. We need to heed our inner voice and live. And let it go, let it fly. Let your bygones say goodbye. Take a risk, take a chance. Take a breath, get up and dance. It's the only way you're ever gonna know. It's the only way you're ever gonna know. It's the only way you're ever gonna know. So if you wanna save your life, let it go. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Thank you, thank you. That was fun. That one just, like I say, just came to me in a dream, and next day I had a song. So
Yeah, wow. That song I really like because that one hits me very personally.
right. Oh yeah, yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of people can identify with that. There are things that we're perfectionists,
Yep.
or we doubt what we can do. We doubt ourselves, and
Yeah.
all those things just get in the way of living.
No, they really do.
Yeah. So sometimes,
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's well, it's funny because as you know, before the show we were talking how I ended up here in Virginia Beach.
right?
You know, I didn't have a plan when I moved down here. I just realized that, man, there's so many things that I want to do, but I always think, well, what if in 6 months it doesn't work out? How am I going to pay my rent?
Right.
Sometimes you have to stop thinking like that and just
Right.
be like, okay, well, what do I have to do to just get to tomorrow?
Yep.
Can I do that?
Yep.
And just let the rest of it, like you say, just let it go.
Yeah.
And, you know, wonderful things can happen when you do that. So
Yep.
that's a great song.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, this is one called White Noise, and I wrote this sitting out on my back porch one morning this summer, and I think it's basically about how like those other things that get in the way of living, so does technology sometimes, and so this is just kind of a let's let go of that stuff. Songbirds serenading distant lovers, cicadas buzzing in the trees, sunlight peeking over rooftops, just a hint of summer breeze. How I wish that it could stay, just this peaceful through the day. But the days fill up with white noise once we humans start to stir in our Teslas with our Bluetooth. All the beauty starts to blur. Why can't we leave well enough alone? Take a walk, unplug the phone, How life has changed in just the decades that I've lived. How many milestones we've attained. Quantum leaps in what we know and what we have. But something's lost when something's gained. These days it seems I always miss the mark. Struggling to find my way, often in the dark. What happened to the certainty I used to think I'd found? Suddenly there's quicksand where once was solid ground. And I long for the innocence of youth. I'd look to nature for the truth. Hamlet said the time is out of joint. I never understood, but now I think I see his point. Gotta throw in a little Hamlet every once in a while.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard a song with the lyrics Tesla and Bluetooth in it.
Yep, yeah. Well, the song will be dated by those things, I guess, if it survives.
That's
I wanted to. I mean, the appropriate image would have been, the Hummer car. The thing is loud and nasty, but I thought, no, this is really more about technology. So,
yeah.
And just getting locked into all that and closed off to everything else. So.
Yeah, no, and also, I mean, frankly, your use of the Tesla in particular, I mean, there's such imagery to that, so it really helps grip you
Thank you.
into what you're talking about throughout the song. So it's funny because surface level, it's like, oh, that's kind of like a funny lyric having like a Tesla in the song, but when you actually dig deeper, it actually serves a purpose there.
I want you to review my album when it comes out, Paul. I like the things you're saying.
Well, I mean, it's great music is great music, so
Well, I'm flattered. So, all right, I'm gonna make a switch in guitars here, which means you'll probably have to reset me because I can't find my place anymore.
Actually, real quick, so
yeah.
that guitar, tell me the story behind that guitar.
Oh, that
because
guitar,
there's a lot of art going on there.
You want me to hold it up?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. This. I put out a CD 5 years ago about called Proof Rock's Blues, and Proof Rock is a character from T.S. Eliot, and he's kind of a clown in a way, old guy that has lots of insecurities. And I was looking for somebody to illustrate that, and I found this jester figure in some artwork by a friend of mine named Martha Wilson. She has a studio called Laughing Volcano Studios here at the beach, and she gave me the painting to use for the CD cover, and then she also goes to my church, and I was playing guitar at church one day, and she said, I've always thought about painting a guitar. Would you like me to paint your guitar? And I said, yeah, put Proof Rock on there, And so she put that in the Sun and the Moon, and so that's. And this guitar is getting a little bit long in the tooth, but I'm never going to get rid of it because I got this wonderful artwork on it. So yeah,
no, that's
pretty special.
That's a real eye catcher.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's a great sounding guitar, but when I first walked in. To that open mic you're hosting, one of the first things you see is that guitar, and you go, what's the story behind that?
Right. Well,
so
I'm glad you asked. This guitar has a story too, actually. It's a silver tone, cheapo Sears, from probably the 1970s, and my son used to have one of these when he lived with me, and I loved picking this thing up and playing it,
Right.
And when he moved out to Nashville, he took it with him. But he bought me one that he found at a pawn shop shortly after. And it's basically the same guitar. So I really kind of fallen in love with it. And as you see, I put I put numbers on the frets because I was using it to play slide guitar.
Okay.
So I often use it for open tunings just because it's pretty tight, and so when you loosen the strings, it sounds pretty good. And
Nice.
but anyway, so these next two songs are in an open C tuning. It's called the Nick Drake tuning. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Nick Drake, a brilliant singer-songwriter from the late 60s, early 70s, who took his life very early, lived very depressed and sad guy, but just wrote this heavenly, beautiful music. And he kind of invented this interesting C tuning. It has an F in it. And so it has this.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
So I've written a couple songs using this. And this one, we talked a little bit about this one before. This is called Night Thoughts. And I'm a morning person, not a night person. So one evening, just kind of on a lark, I decided, oh, what the heck, it's late, I've still got some energy, I'm going to try to write something.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got thinking about, I don't really write at night, I don't, and this came. So, and the idea is that night sort of opens things up in a way that the day doesn't, the stillness and the dreaminess of the night can be good for creativity. So anyway, here it is. It's called Night Thoughts.
I can just have you move just a little
yeah.
closer.
Oh, closer? Okay. All right. Day yields to night without a fight. Darkness controls, bidding souls take flight. Stars dot the sky, immeasurably high, thoughts weaving through, always true, always right. Night is the time when your rhymes start to make sense. Reason is gone and the songs can commence. Moon takes the stage, ink on the page, words that emerge in a surge, doubts assuage, wonder and grace take pride of place, beauty and joy senses employ, fears erase. Here in the dark, every spark lights up the sky. Brilliantly stark, each leaves its mark on your mind's eye. Night yields to day, dreams fade away, logic and fact counteract, your fancy sway. Now let it rest deep in your chest, there to goodbye till the tide swells the bay. A little dreamy. Like,
That is kind of a dreamy song.
yeah, it's just, it captures that atmosphere of the night. And again, the production on the CD for that one's going to be a lot of fun, because we put some, I said I wanted to sound like Sgt. Pepper's Beatles, you know,
Yeah.
sitars and psychedelic sounds, so it's got some of that on it.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
going to sound
Yeah.
fantastic.
And my son Matthew plays drums on it. It's killer. It's like great.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to hearing that one. Okay, back to the regular guitar. I've got 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4 more
Fantastic.
songs. How are we doing on time? Do I still have?
Oh, we got
Time
plenty of
before?
time.
Okay.
We
All
got
right.
plenty of time. And real quick, I just want to
Yeah.
thank everybody that's been tuning in. This is fantastic. I know Christy K
Oh.
has been listening, and
Oh,
T-Rex
awesome.
Thompson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea who's paying attention to this. So.
Shout out to Gage and Taylor. Appreciate you guys. A couple friends of mine that they just moved back home recently. So
Awesome. Well, if my friends are here, I want to say hello to them. I know, Christy's one of my friends, but I told a lot of people from church and from Carl's community and some other folks who might be here. So if you're out there, thank you for being here and listening, and hope you're enjoying it. So.
yes, thank you, and happy Valentine's Day.
Right. All right, so this song is back to the. Oh, I forgot. I've got another one in that tuning, Paul. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, this is, I think, the first one I wrote in this tuning. And it's called "Walk the Walk." It's I wrote it the day after the election, and thinking about the difficult times that still lay ahead, and that still do lie ahead, and how important it is for us to try to come together and cooperate and listen to each other and view each other as brothers and friends, not as enemies. And
Yeah.
so that's what the song's about. Darkness fading, and with it goes my dread. The night is ending, and its phantoms all have fled. This long nightmare and the tumult in my head. Peaceful morning brings me hope as I prepare my daily bread. Our divisions, all our conflicts and our rage, we can't erase them, no, we can't just turn the page. We'll have to face them with courage and with love. Trust each other with a faith that we should all be worthy of. The days ahead will challenge us, they'll demand we give our best. We'll need to come together, treat our rival as our guest, and walk the walk. In our corners, our perspectives are secure. We choose our sources while the others we ignore. But we're not islands in a flood we all would drown. Instead of levees, we need lifeboats, not a shield, but a wedding gown. The days ahead will challenge us, need to find a common end. Need to treat each other as a brother, as a friend, and walk the walk. Thank you, thank you. That's my prayer for the future.
And a good one at that.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's a powerful message, and one that that definitely is one people need to hear, and I hope they take to heart.
I hope so too. Yeah. And that's a very similar theme in this one. Hopefully a real different song, different approach, but obviously that's something I've been thinking a lot about. This sort of how we're going to deal with the future, so it's kind of about looking forward to that new normal, and that I'm hoping it will be both new and normal. You know,
Right.
you know, we want the past again, but we don't really want the past again. We want it better, you know.
Right.
And so that's kind of what this is about. So it's called Future Past. I don't know what to say anymore. Words that once came easily are now scattered on the floor. Everything we counted on is gone. Everything is different now and everyone's alone. How long will it last? Progress takes forever, while changes come so fast. Oh, how I long for the days of future past. I don't know what to do in this time. Events confound all reason, and they won't conform to rhyme. Nothing is for certain anymore. Truths become a victim in our dirty little war. How long will it last? On a ship to who knows where, with hands tied to the mast. Oh, how I long for the days of future past. Someday we will find the way again. That belief helps keep me sane. Till then we should love each other more, and trust that true hearts will remain. I don't know how we got to this place, talking past each other, never meeting face to face. This is not how we're meant to be. Still I keep believing in our shared humanity. I know that this won't last. We are resilient and our strength is unsurpassed. Oh, I believe we'll return. So I believe we'll return. So I believe we'll return to future past. that that big ending was inspired by my other son Nick, who plays drums on that one on the CD. That I'd never done that before, and I was just doing a fade out, and somehow I got the idea, oh, that'd be cool, just keep going, you know?
Yeah.
And then he came back in with the drums, and it was a really cool ending, so.
Nice. I like it.
Thank you, yeah. And it fits too. It's like, you know, future past, it's well, the future still.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
No, that's the other thing, right? You're a fantastic lyricist, but you're also a very good musical storyteller in your chord progressions and your picking style and your strumming style and everything that you do. Like the whole song is a very complete package, you know. So that's something I appreciate, you know, especially as a guitar player, when I see people doing things that are intricate and interesting but also accessible, because it's easy to, you know, to go overboard and do things that people don't understand.
Well, and I don't have the technical skills to do much. You know, much in the way of
I don't know about
stuff.
that.
I mean,
fancy stuff
I've done a lot of invention. I mean, the thing for Ghost was just from noodling around, and it's like that's kind of neat, you know. It's like, and I've written a bunch of songs with chords I don't know the names of, you know. So it's just, and that's one of the things that this lockdown time has given me, you know, the freedom to do is just sort of explore and you know. And also, I've got to give a shout out to Carl's Community, because that once a week commitment to come up with something, and I've just sort of committed myself to come up with a new song every week for that, you know. So I've got to write something, and so I just spend time trying to come up with ideas. So
yeah, shout out to Carl and Carl's Community. So tell us a little bit about your background, real quick. So
I am a retired English teacher. I taught English in the public schools at Kempsville for 30 years, and always did a little bit of music on the side. I mean, I've been playing music since I was, you know, 6, 7 years old, probably, in one way or another. But it was always just something I did for fun. So taught for 30 years and kept the music on the back burner, you know, and then about 8 years ago, retired after a full 30 years, and very quickly took a part-time job at TCC because I couldn't stay away from the classroom. But having that sort of new schedule and a little bit more freedom to pick my hours and so on, like, you know, at college you got a couple classes a day, and so you have slack time, you know, time that you can do something creative, and so I got kind of spoiled by that and started writing again, and then, like I said, with this lockdown, I've had a lot of time, and I'm not teaching anymore. I'm tutoring only, and so I really have a lot of time to devote to this. And yeah, music has always been my love, and it's always been a way for me to deal with things. Like when I wrote my first sort of serious songs, when I fell in love, you know, and wanted to write a song for my wife to be, and when my grandfather died, I wrote a song for his funeral, and so that's how it sort of started. And I discovered, well, I kind of have a talent for this, so I kept doing it. So, but yeah, for years I would only write the occasional song on an occasion, you know, and it's only recently that I've been, you know, sort of taking seriously the craft of it and spending time doing it. So
one a week. That's
well, I don't think I'll get one done this week. You know, it's like, but yeah, I mean, it's just that the motivation to keep trying, know that I can do that, and you know, if I work at it, I can come up with something. So that helps a lot. Just because I used to be sort of afraid, I don't have a good idea. You know, I need to wait for the inspiration, and it's like, no, just you got to kickstart a little bit. You gotta push it, and so.
Well, I like that philosophy. I think that's a productive philosophy. You know, always. You seem like the kind of person that's always seeking a higher mountain to climb.
Yeah, I'm not a real ambitious guy, but I'm restless. I'm always looking for something.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And songwriting has been a way to fulfill that need, you know, to create something. So, okay, well, I got two more songs. No, three more songs.
Perfect.
If you can handle 3 more. Okay.
Absolutely.
This is another one that was kind of written about the events of recent days. I think I wrote it on January 6th or January 7th probably. But it's more general than that. It's just about the troubled times we're in and finding, being able to step back from that and sort of reflect on it and maybe make some sense of it.
Right.
So, it's called Moments of Peace. Who knows what's true? We thought we knew, but now we have found even the ground breaks in two. Worlds split apart, just like my heart. Back to the ropes, all of our hopes turn to art. They say a house divided cannot stand, but what's the price of harmony? What will it demand? To find the answers we need moments of peace, moments of peace. Give us these moments of peace. We can't tell what's real, so we trust what we feel. We think we are wise and won't let our eyes reveal other ways to understand our lives. Blinded by our certainty, our enmity survives. To seek perspective in these moments of peace, moments of peace. Give us these moments of peace. Moments of peace, nature's caprice, trouble and torment for the moment will cease. Unspoken prayer floats on the air as I prepare to repair to the streets. Back among the living and the lost, hoping I've saved up enough that I can bear the cost. That's why I'm grateful for these moments of peace, moments of peace. Give us these moments of peace. Thank you. So I have time for two more?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, so I will do. A little bit dry. Okay. This is the one that was written before the pandemic, and I had to pick, yeah. It's called Here and Now, and I think the message still kind of applies that it's about, the joy of moments and trying to hold on to those moments. And I guess I had a thought here that was going to pull this together. Let me look at my notes here. The idea that even in good times, I mean, we're going through some bad times. Even in good times, happiness is transitory. It's
Right.
and so anytime we have a moment, we want to hold on to it, and appreciate it for what it is. So
Absolutely.
that's what this is about. It's called Here and Now. I'm just rolling out of bed, looking forward to the day ahead, wonder what it's gonna bring. Drinking coffee in the sun as it starts to make its run across the sky and lightening. And I feel fine. It seems as though the world is mine, and everything is vintage. Wine is just like a fantasy. I've had these feelings in the past, and I know they seldom last. So I'm trying hard to figure out just how I can hold on to this moment here and now. I'm just strolling on the beach, wonder what the waves will teach. Can they lead me to my destiny? I'm just listening to the cries of the seabirds in the skies. Can they tell me what's ahead for me? And I'm on fire, like dancing on a tightrope wire. And I can hear the angel choir that's singing its song to me. I've had these feelings in the past, and I know they seldom last. So I'm trying hard to figure out just how I can hold on to this moment here and now. Every day we have a chance to shape the future. There's just one way, letting nature be our teacher. And I feel fine. It seems as though the world is mine, and everything is vintage. Wine is just like a fantasy. I've had these feelings in the past, and I know they seldom last. So I'm trying hard to figure out just how I can hold on to this moment here and now. I wanna hold on to this moment here and now. Let me hold on to this moment here and now. Thank you, thank you. All right, so for my last song,
Oh, real quick,
yeah.
you got quite a few fans out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
honestly,
the comments are racking up. So I think,
oh, that's great. That's cool.
I think your little your promotion there really did the trick.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
quite a few
I hope
people
I'll be able to see their comments at some point. I don't know how this works, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. You'll be able to go to the video afterwards and,
okay,
and
sweet.
take a look.
Yeah, will it be posted on Facebook or?
Yep, it's on. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
streaming
All right.
to 3 different locations.
Awesome. All right. Because I'd like to go back and see what people said. It's always.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to thank everybody once again that has been tuning in. I appreciate it. I know Jim appreciates it.
Big time.
And this is something that we do every Sunday at 6 p.m. with a different artist each week in an attempt to build a platform for the musicians of Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads. So if this is something that you want to support, the best way that you can do that is to share these videos, tune in. You can check us out on YouTube at Locke In Key Productions and subscribe to us there and help build this thing up.
Sorry, I hope I wasn't
No,
distracting.
no.
I was
You're
trying to
fine.
take advantage of the time here to retune.
No, absolutely.
But I want to thank you again for inviting me to do this, and it would be fun just to do this with you, Paul, really, just to hang out and play music with you, but it is great what you're doing to give people an opportunity to reach an audience, and I'm very grateful for you letting me in on it. So.
Well, I appreciate that, Jim, and seriously, it's been too long since I've heard you play.
Yeah.
So honestly, this wasn't even for the show. This was just my own selfish, I just wanted to hear what you've been cooking up all year.
Well, thanks, man. Well, I hope you like it. So.
No, this is fantastic, and I am so excited for your album. And I think a lot of people, especially after hearing, what you've come up with this year, I think a lot of people are going to be excited to hear that finished product. So.
I hope so. I'd like to get a couple of copies out there. So I am going to do a physical pressing of it. So if you do want to have a CD, let me know. So I'll decide how many I'm going to press and make sure I have enough. I'm not. We talked about this before. I'm not doing it for money. It's it's just a labor of love for me. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll buy 5 copies because I know a couple people I want to give that CD to.
Well,
so.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, so this last song, this is probably the closest thing I have to a love song. I'm not good at writing love songs, but it's just a celebration of the joy of being loved, and that love could be. I mean, the inspiration of this song was actually my grandson. So just his existence makes me happy. And it could easily be to God. It could be to your spouse. It could be to your best friend. So it's just that the importance of a relationship with other people is so big. So that's what this one's about. So it's called Your Love. When I see your face, it starts to erase some of this madness. When I see your smile, after a while, gone is my sadness. I can't conceive why I should receive your love. When life brings me pain, you bring the rain with its healing power. When days get so dark, you light the spark to brighten the hours. I'll never know why you should show me your love. There was a time I thought I would climb right out of my skin. You came along, showed me that love Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day indeed. Jim, thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. This was really cool.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate the opportunity. So.
This was awesome. Once again, I am so excited for your album, and to hear the other songs that you've been working on and that you no doubt will come up with in the future. So,
I hope I'll keep writing. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. And once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and for spending this Valentine's evening with Jim and myself.
And hopefully with your significant other.
Yes. Yeah.
Curled up on the couch with popcorn or a glass of wine or whatever floats your boat. So.
I'll tell you what. This was the perfect show for that. I mean, just the whole performance. I mean, this is something I could see people, doing exactly what you just said. And just,
Well, I hope so. Since it's not safe to be out doing other things tonight, so.
Well, there you go. And once again, this is the Lockdown Livestream. We do this every Sunday at 6 p.m. with a different artist. So tune in next week. And if you want to support, just share these videos, show them to your friends. And yeah, well, with that, Jim, thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. Really.
Everybody that tuned in, thank you. And enjoy the coming week.
Amen.
All right. Good night, folks.